Hello, so this is my new level called Skybreaker. Um, it's all about thwomps and on and off switches, as you can tell from the thumbnail. I'm going to load it up and we're going to check it out. So my overall goal is for the level not to be too difficult. You can see right here at the beginning we have a pipe because the entirety of the level is actually vertical, so we have to go into the subworld. And we went through a red pipe. You can see the red uh, on-off switch blocks, and that's just all around the theme that we're going to be traveling downwards until we can find the on and off switch to activate it, and then climbing back up once we've switched the blocks to blue, going through a blue pipe to reach the end of the level. Besides the on and off blocks, most of the level is dominated with these thwomps. The section right here at the beginning moves pretty fast. I'm going to pause it to talk about the different sections as we go, but it starts out with this bounce off this thwomp, and you can see further to the left a thwomp that's down below and this red vertical line. So we're going to have to bounce off the thwomp right next to us onto that lower thwomp and then back up onto the original thwomp. All of the sideways thwomps that we're actually going to be riding on have these little parachutes because, again, I didn't want this level to be too difficult. So, putting the parachutes on some of them and putting it on then all of them so that it's consistent throughout the level hopefully makes it a little bit easier. So you can see we rode that sideways thwomp all the way to the end, and then we fell down into this net section where we're getting chased by this thwomp. We're going to drop down, and the initial thwomp that we bounced off of to go around that vertical red line is now going to activate some question mark blocks to drop a spring and launch this upside down beetle that's going to chase after us. So we're kind of finish that bouncing platforming into now just two different chase sections as we kind of snake around this area. Jump there to avoid the spike, and then on to another thwomp. So you'll notice there I used the thwomp to bounce the beetle off just to get it back out of the way. That same little alcove where that beetle ditches out is where we're going to have other thwomps in this section when we come back up ditching out. One important thing to me in this level was finding multiple uses for a lot of different things. For example, that thwomp we just rode on is going to be an obstacle when we're making our way back up. And I just wanted to not only have it be visually interesting as we see the different sections that we're going to retrace through after we hit the on and off switch, but have a lot of the same elements incorporated as we go up and down. So here we bounce onto this thwomp, and then we're going to bounce onto this one. Again, all the sideways thwomps have parachutes, and we can't bounce too high here or we would have hit those spikes up above. And you can see as this giant thwomp clears out all these blocks, he's going to go further off to the left. We're done with him, and we're left with all these arrows pointing down, telling us that it's safe to drop down right here. And boom, we're halfway through the level. We have now finished our vertical descent. We get to hit the on and off switch, and now we have to climb back up on the blue blocks. You can see below us right here, we got a couple of thwomps. If you had fallen, you would have fallen down through there. And there's probably nothing extra through there, no worries. So climbing back up, just transitioning from thwomp to thwomp. Now you'll notice because of some of the switches that were on the first time, this giant thwomp up here to the left wasn't here the first time. So when we bounce up, it's going to be chasing us back to the right, and that smaller thwomp all the way over to the right that we had used to get onto the bigger thwomp is now going to be our way to ascend up. Again, just avoiding that thwomp that we just dodged was the one that we had used to get over before. And you can see that the section where we had kind of looped around with the shell following us is now blocked off by these blue blocks. So a thwomp is going to drop from above into this little cubby, and then we're going to ride it further up to the next section. And you can see that thwomp that just ran into that blue wall. That was our thwomp that had chased us when we had gone down before we got to the shell section. So now we're back up pretty much to where the level started. You can see the red pipe we came through over there. So we just have one final section to ascend all of these as a ladder up. So that section's pretty easy, just adjusting to land on each of them. Again, they're going fairly slow because of the parachute, so it shouldn't be that difficult of an adjustment. But I think that section just looks really cool, so I wanted to build that into the section as we were going up as the last little trick. And as you can see, blue section, we finish by going into a blue pipe, and we have to hit this on and off switch before we can go through, but that also kills the Yoshis. They fall so that we may live. And that's the level. Pretty short and sweet. As you can see there, it only took me one try to get all the way through, about a minute, minute and a half total time. Fairly short. Give it a try, see what you think. Thanks for watching.